for anyone who doesn't know, like where actually in the world are you right now?
So I'm in Redondo Beach, California.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
right on the beach, literally like right on the water here. So
Beautiful. Beautiful. Was that intentional that you wanted to be right on the water?
yes, yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where are you?
So I'm in Texas at the moment. I'm in San Antonio region of Texas. And yeah, I've been to Redondo Beach only once. I used to work there. And
Oh,
there was a group called KAR, Kids Artistic Review. It was like a dance competition for kids.
okay.
And I was like the announcer, one of the DJs. I was mixing and then I was announcing for the next kids competition for the dancers to come on stage. But we did an event in Redondo Beach. I remember I was there.
Okay, cool. So are you from like the California area or where are you from?
So I have family in the California area, all throughout California. I do have family, but no, I'm actually from South Carolina and I was born in Germany. So
Oh,
just been bouncing around. Yeah.
yeah. So this was intentional, like going through a lot of changes. The world's been going through a lot. So
Hmm.
I wanted to make sure if I could that the environment I was in was peaceful, so I knew subconsciously just being here without even thinking about it that was already something that was a for sure peace.
Yeah.
So yeah, somehow, grace of God, I made it happen, and it worked out. I got very lucky and yeah, and here I am, and it's been awesome. It's been so nice.
Yeah. You
It's been
made it
it's
happen.
allowed me to continue in this journey of wellness. It's been a big part of that.
Yeah. Yeah. You made it happen. Why do you say that you got very lucky? Why do you say that?
I feel like everything just worked out. It can be kind of pricey here. So I'm like, this can happen. Like I know it can, and things just align with career, and then meeting somebody here. We clicked. The manager here. We just clicked. It was a quick progress. I've been manifesting this particular area for so long, because I would come out here from LA to Redondo Beach, to just zen out. This was like my little gem. And I was like, why don't I just live here? I'm here all the time, driving out here. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to live there. And I'm like, I know things happen, you got to plant the seed. So I was working on that already. And if you don't dream it, if you don't believe it, it's not going to, these things don't happen. It's like planting the seed, seeing it. It can only happen. And people say like, I didn't believe that this could happen. It was like, well, believing it is the beginning, right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna live there. And the manager's name here, her name is Janett. I'm like, okay, great, good sign when I met her, and everything just flowed. And it was the exact spot too where I would lay out to go to the beach. It was crazy.
Wow.
I'm like, no coincidence,
Wow, no coincidence at all.
Yeah.
Would you call that manifesting, like what people call manifestation and the law of attraction? Is that how you see it when you took that action?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're our creators, So even speaking out our truth, anything, even with my words, I'm so careful because we're creating our life every moment. This, here, everything, So yeah, I think I'm mindful with what I say, how I say it. I'll quickly say something like, I'll retract if it wasn't, if it's something that I'm just maybe a habit form from the past, where I'll say something that's not a positive way towards my life where I want to go, and I'll retract. I'm like, wait, that didn't come out right. I didn't mean it that way. What I really meant is this. I want to be clear,
Mm.
and that way I am living that now, because, I'm not going to, I'm going forward.
Right.
So it's like we're creating, our words are powerful, our thoughts, everything, I'm not perfect. So I have my moments, but I'm aware of that moment. And I'm like, oh, daily working on myself, daily, forever.
It's a conscious work daily And it really sounds like, we're always works in progress. We're always progressing, things are always expressing, but we're always, moving in a certain direction. And it really does help when you have that connection. So it sounds like you do. And when you were living in a less, I guess, peaceful environment, because it sounds like, this environment, like you said, it was intentionally like a peaceful place on the beach. Where was the environment before that was a little less peaceful?
So LA, but like the busy area. And there's distractions with the traffic and the noise, all the elements around. I'm very aware, that the traffic causes stress, all these things. Very busy, shops mainstream shops everywhere, like all these things that were distractions for me. Where here, I would come out to zen out because it's quiet. You can walk everywhere. There's no traffic. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's nothing like the hustle life. People are out here to like go into work, like I do work, I'm a private chef, and, I'm in that matrix, however, if I can make my world as peaceful as possible, if I can do it, I can do all these other things, and it is possible. So I'm like, let me intentionally do this way. I'm going to go into, into that world, into the jungle and work, and I love what I do. Thank God, thank God I do something that makes me happy for sure. So I chose this career, but I am also aware that when I come back, I know that, and immediately things just sort of settle for me. Like I feel lighter when I'm here. Yeah. And that's good for my wellness, anti-aging, all these things, the stressors of the world. Yeah. And I'm able to be in the matrix, and do all these things because there's so many aspects of my life that I've chosen a certain way, who I talk to, who's in my life, how I eat, what I listen to. My television I only use my television for, sometimes I'm not saying I won't watch a movie. Maybe if my brother wants to watch a movie with me, I'll come over, and like, I'm not saying I'm not like, but I just don't really want to watch anything that's on the news, So like I have my TV for my yoga or for like YouTube watching all the time. I'm always on YouTube. So I use my TV that way. And like if I have guests over, watch a movie, sure. But yeah, all these things are, make a difference in your subconscious. So whatever you want to bring in is your surroundings. So I'm very like, nope. And I'd rather not watch all that stuff. And if something's happening in the world, I'm going to hear it. Somebody's going to let me know. You find out these things,
Right, right. They're going to inform you. I love that, like you can get your news, via the people that, that care about you. They're going to let you know. You don't really have to get it through the television that's always telling you a vision, and the television.
Exactly. And it's one-sided. So I like to see my real life, my reality, and see what's going on, because that's my truth. I know what's happening because I can go out and take a walk and I will see the truth. The truth is this here, and I know there's a lot going on. And I tried for so long to save and to be the, I have to stand up for this. And I do believe that's important. But if I'm not well, I cannot do that. If I'm not taking care of my stuff first, I cannot save the world, So I've, chosen this way of living right now where I'm like, yeah, I'm ready for me. And this is where my detox came in, and my juicing is I had a lot of healing to do. And everything else I was trying to do outside of me was a distraction from me. And now it's like, I wasn't well for a while. And so I'm like, I need to figure this out. And doing a juice cleanse allowed me to just be me and my juices. And what's up? What am I going to deal with? What's going on here? What have you been distracted by? And it's literally saved my life, because now I've redirected everything, my attention, everything. So it was, because I was not wasting time, but it was timing. I wasn't ready. And now I'm ready for me to heal and to to really take things to the next level with myself and my life, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Why do you say you weren't ready? Like, what was wrong with the timing that you weren't ready?
Well, I think I see it as it's all timing in life, right? So I can't say exactly what and how, but I know it's in God's timing. And there's a reason why. And I'm not saying I was wasting my time trying to stand up for all the injustices. I was doing a lot. That was powerful and that was courageous, and I am a courageous person, but I feel like that was its moment, and now the moment is to put the attention to my health. And that's just God's timing for whatever reason. I had to go through all of that. I had to be a fighter of like believing in this and fighting for these injustices of the world, you know, and that's still me at heart. I'm still that at the core. You know, I've been very outspoken with a lot going on in the world. And I do, and that's never going to go away. Like my thoughts, like that's who I am. But I wasn't taking care of me. Yeah. And so now with the juice cleanse, I'm like, wow, this was, and at the timing in my life right now, you know, I'm 41 and I feel like I'm like reborn again. It's just kind of crazy. And I feel better and healthier than I've ever felt. Okay. And I've been on this wellness journey for many, 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 many years. But I feel like I've had toxicity in my body from a kid to a teenager, adult, and finally I'm addressing it now at 41, and I can say that I feel healthier than I did in my 20s and my early 30s. Like, it's crazy in every way. Physically, I'm still detoxing because I'm still not juicing only anymore. So the body still detoxes because I'm not eating crappy foods. I'm not eating oily cooked foods, processed foods. Not that I ever ate a lot of that stuff, but even a little bit. Plus, you know, my childhood, the fast food, teenager, all that stuff we store in our body, it doesn't go away. Where does it go? It's in our blood cells, right? So my body still, they say it could take up to 3 years to fully clean out the cells in the blood. So I have dark circles. Can't really see right now, I have lighting, but I do. And I still feel these flu symptoms because my body's still detoxing. That's the detox of now I'm only having live foods, juices, water, hydration, this stuff I never took care of. And so I'm seeing now the consequences of my poor choices drinking alcohol. You know, on this juice cleanse, I quit drinking automatically. It wasn't even a choice. My body was like, nope, because your body is smart. Your body is a mechanism that has its own thing going. And I was like, I don't want that. Let's go out to do this. I'm like, yeah, I went out with a friend. I had a pineapple juice at the bar. Cool. I'm like, I can do this. You know, like, and there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying anything bad for people who drink, but I'll tell you, I used to, and I'm happier now. First of all, I'm healthier. I save lots of money. Like, it's endless. My frequency, I'm not like, there's not like this little thing I have over here where if I can drink a glass of wine here, I can drink here and there. It's like, that was holding me too. There was some energy there, and it wasn't a loving one to me. So, and I know it because I didn't like it. And I'm like, well, I only have one here or there. But then I would have a glass of wine and get really sick. And I'm like, what? Am I getting sick just one glass of wine? My body was at a point where like, you need to just detox. So the juice cleanse that I did for 60 days, only juicing, my body was like, I love, this is life. And I can't drink, I don't want it. It's like, I can't even, you know, again, no judgment if you do drink. I just know that I'm happier not. Like, and maybe I will one day. I'm not like, hey, I'm never gonna, but it'd be like somewhere, like if I was in Greece at a cafe, you know, like, I don't know, and had like a glass of wine. I don't know, but even then, I don't even care. It's like, it's pretty, and it's amazing. Like, that I'm so grateful for. Like, I gotta tell you. Like, I'm just so grateful for that.
Yeah, we can feel your gratitude, Janett. Like, we can
Thank
feel
you.
we can feel your enthusiasm, and we can feel just the love energy, that's coming from
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm still going, you know, life, you know, you still go, you have normal stuff that you go through, ups and downs. But now I'm like, I've always been a very, very positive, happy person because we have so much to be grateful for. There's a lot happening in the world. You know, people don't have anything. People are going through war. You know, people, I mean, we're just very fortunate to have, you know, shelter and food, right? These are the basics. So at the end of the day, how bad is it? You know, how bad is it? Even, you know, I've lost everything, and even losing everything, it wasn't that bad. I always had support from my family, or some, you know, somebody was there for me, and I always knew I'll get back up like I do, and I do. And I'm at my best right now, and it's only getting better. I have all these plans I want to do, you know, all these things I want to accomplish. So it's like, even at your worst, because I've been at my worst, and it wasn't, and I'm like, I have so much to be grateful for still. And you get up if you can, you know. I'm not saying everybody has that, you know, but there is hope always. You just get up. And I don't want to compare and be like, well, you know, people over here don't have food. But at the end of the day, yeah, we have so much. We have so much here.
Yeah. Yeah. So just being grateful for the things that we have in abundance, you know, that we might even take for granted. There's a lot that we take for granted. There's a lot we look over. And when it comes to you, you know, earlier you were talking about anti-aging. I would not have known you were 41. That would not have been the number that I would put, you know, at that.
Okay.
They definitely thought you were younger. So when it comes to reversing, you know, and the process of detoxification, it sounds like you were saying there were a lot of things that contributed, you know, those contributing factors to you feeling sick, you feeling like you needed more nourishment. But what was one of the really challenging things that just made you, you know, really stop in your tracks and say no more, you know? Because for a lot of people, I mean, 60 days, a juice cleanse for 60 days, usually people don't do that unless there's a profound inspiration or a profound desperation. So were you in a desperate state when you embarked on that journey?
Yes, that's a great question. So I got so sick. This is what happened. So I got so sick, so freaking sick. And to the point where, and it was wild because I've been vegan for 10 years. I've been on this health wellness journey. But you have to remember, we cannot ignore our youth, what we ate in our youth. I wasn't breastfed. It starts from that, okay? So that nourishment I would have gotten would have strengthened my immunity. So then as a kid, I did have an awesome, you know, I have an awesome mom who cooks and all that, and she did, but we also had fast food, a kid of the 80s, early 90s. And that is stored in your blood. Like, that doesn't just disappear. So it's like now I'm paying reparations for all the past, you see? And there's consequences to that, you know, and then as a kid, all the fast food and the candy, anything processed, we don't assimilate that. This is unnatural. This is cancer. This is diabetes. This is why people are not healthy. Okay, all these things. And then alcohol into my, you know, teenage, no, I'm 19. I started drinking. I was a socialite. I was going out, partying. Never hit drugs hard. But I was around that in my environment, you know, but I never, thank God, that was never my thing. But I would drink and then fast food and then go out and stay up. It was all these things my sweet body was taking, and I was damaging this, right? So that's stored. So yes, in comes in, you know, early 30s, vegan, health, wellness. I'm like obsessed with this now. I've been in this movement for a really long time. I've met a lot of people in this movement of wellness and veganism, plant-based for health. And that's been my, you know, for like maybe 10 years. I've met a lot of people even through social media. I've been part of this community. A lot of my friends I've met through this community. And I was on this mission, right, of health and wellness. However, all that other stuff you can't ignore that we've done to our bodies. So what happens is now I'm healthy, now I'm juicing, right? But I'm still here and there because I'm healthy. I'm going to have like a piece of that Snickers. Oh, I'm going to have that muffin. I'm a chef. I'm going to taste this. So even though it was a little bit, it's accumulating from all the crap that I've had and all these medications as a kid, allergies, Claritin, the spray, all that stuff is poison. And so my body and my blood cells, this is what I have in me. That doesn't go away now that I'm like, I'm clean, I'm not touching that stuff because I don't. But that's stored in my body. Where does it go? So now it's time to wipe it out. And that's where, and then what really happened was one day I was getting sick. I remember anything I would eat, I had like a piece of bread and I was like coughing and coughing. I'm like, something's wrong. And I had my hair falling out, all these things. I wasn't gaining weight. I was losing weight. I was looking sickly. Something was wrong. I was like, what's wrong with me? And I remember one day I was home and I was sick on my knees and I was coughing and coughing. I thought I was going to die. And I was like, what the heck? And it was like, I couldn't. I'm like, I need to go. And I'm not one to just go to the doctor. But if I go, I just need them to tell me what's up. Because then I'm going to figure this out. Because I already knew something was bad something was accumulating. I went to the doctor, like bronchitis, maybe pneumonia. I said, whoa, I know what's going on. I already knew from all my research in this lifestyle of health and wellness for years, and this holistic approach of like, you need a detox. You need to clean out the mucus, the plaque. You need to clean out everything because that's what was coming out. A cough, a symptom is a blessing from God because he's like, hey, pay attention. How else are you going to talk to us? He's going to show us. So I didn't see that. I saw that that's a gift from God. So I remember when all this was happening and I was so sick, I'm like, I'm going to get better because I know what I need to do. I need to eliminate this. I need to clean my body. And first thing's like, stop eating. The more you're plugging it, you're just accumulating that. Even at that point, an apple, it wasn't about that. I needed to clean out everything so that I could eat that apple because that apple has nutrients, but I couldn't even eat a smoothie or drink a smoothie or juice or orange because I was so toxic. How can I absorb these nutrients properly? I need to detox so that I can rejuvenate myself. So by detoxing, then I can drink my smoothies and start my health wellness journey again. But if we don't eliminate what's going on, what's damaging, what's making us sick, if we don't eliminate these toxins from the alcohol, my liver, all these things, I cannot absorb the nutrients from these live foods properly. And that's what was happening. I could have been the healthiest person, but all the accumulation over time. So anyway, so I was so sick. I remember I walked out. I was on my way to work that day and I looked in the mirror and I said, I was so sick. I said, God, after everything was going on, I was like, God, I'm ready. Whatever I need to do. I looked in the mirror and I spoke to, whatever you believe in. But I was like, Spirit, love, God, everything around. I'm ready to live and I'm not playing, and whatever you need me to do, show me the way. And I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do whatever it takes because I'm going to live and people need me. I need to be here. Like I said, I have a lot to give, I'm not ready. So that happened and it was real. And then I stopped eating. So for 5 days, I didn't eat anything. And that made me feel good. Yeah. I wasn't sick. I wasn't coughing. So I already knew I'm onto something. So about 5 days, maybe I had water, maybe a little broth, but I didn't know what protocol to do. I just knew that was it. Then I started doing my research on people that I love, people that been looking up to. John Rose, I looked into John Rose protocol. If you look him up, and it was all about juicing and detoxing and all this stuff. I dove deep into that. And then once you do that, then you do your research, then you find others, and then you find others. And it just opens and then it unlocks this whole thing. And I'm like, okay, then this person, then I got a little bit of this person. You got to have some sort of protocol and understand what you're doing too. I knew just eating wasn't the way because as you see, I was coughing. I couldn't eat. I ate, cough. Listen to that. Stop. You're sick, stop eating. I say, you're sick, let your body, because your body is intelligent. Your body can heal itself. We need to get out of the way. So I said, stop. So, and then I started the juicing. I bought my Nama juicer, and I was like, I got that in, and I didn't think I would go 60 days for 2 months. I didn't even know it was 2 months until literally I counted. I said, I think I'm ready because I flushed out everything I saw. I was like, I'm good. And it took 2 months to clean out my body. I was tiny too. I'm not a big person. So I was tiny, and it took me 2 months to clean out my colon and my small intestine. Wow. First it's the colon, but then you got to get to the small intestine, right? It doesn't stop. And the small intestine is long. It took me 2 months as a tiny girl. People are like, what? I'm like, that's 20 years of toxicity and food and meals. that are still there.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the reality. You know, that's why people, you know, like, yeah, anyway. So yeah, so I didn't think I'd go 60 days. I started off with my juicer. I knew I was going to go. My goal was to go as long as I felt better and everything came out. And I saw that I was cleaning out my colon because I knew. And then I saw a lot of, you know, mucus coming out. Everything was coming out. And I said, I knew it. I would drink my juice and I would start coughing out the mucus. I said, yep, it's got to come out. These things got to come out. And then, you know, going to the bathroom more often, and then just seeing everything come out is like that. And I think that just blew my mind. I was like, whoa, that's why I was sick. And I wasn't surprised because there was we're not just sick for no reason. We're sick because we've got to clean out our body. It's just like very easy and not complicated. It's like, you know, things shouldn't be, you know, ways to heal and thousands. But God made everything for us. You know, fasting, God fasted, Jesus fasted for 40 days. You know, I'm not very religious, but that should say something. Why? You know, it's like there's something about allowing the body to, and if you're going to do anything like this, you know, supportive group helps, educating yourself, assistance, you know, like I'm pretty like, I'm just going to do it. That's just who I am. So like I went for it. But I would recommend, you know, like doing research on what's suited for you. You know, do you want to do a 7-day water fast? Do you want to do a 60-day? And, you know, this seems like a lot. Again, I didn't plan on 60 days. I was going to do just till I got better. And then it was a month into it. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. It was easy then. Honestly, after the first week, I was like, this is cool. I felt better. I was waking up. I had energy. I was like, whoa, like this is awesome, you know? And I saw a lot of progress in myself. And I kept going. I heard other stories and interviews on YouTube, just like doing my homework and their stories. And I'm like, I've been through that. I'm going through that. And you just find that this is the truth. This is real. And then before you know it, 40 days, I'm like, whoa, let me just keep going. And then I was still seeing things come out that were unhealthy. I said, if I'm not eating solid foods, why am I still going to the bathroom? Straight up. I'm not eating. And John Rose and all these mentors online, you know, that are amazing at this. They're like, that is 20 years of you need to, and when you do, it's like freedom. And it's like, you can do this, you know, once a while. It's not like you're gonna do this all the time, you know, and then you just transition into a healthier lifestyle. You know, it's not like forever, but you know, it's not hard, I think, in my opinion, because you start out small, baby steps, and you don't overwhelm yourself. But I knew that's when I stopped, when I was like, okay, I'm clean. Like, and, you know, and this is a forever journey for me now. Next, I want to do a water fast for 7 days. So that's my next one. So yeah, so like, I like the transition approach, not overwhelming yourself. You do baby steps. So if you want to do a weekend juice cleanse, do 2 days, you know, cool. You're going to see it's good. And then you're going to want to do a week, you know, and then like now I want to do a 7-day water fast. Again, I've been doing so much research on this. I'm not going to just do a water fast, you know, and I wouldn't recommend that if you know, don't know, because I don't want anybody hurting themselves, but it's amazing too, the results. I know many people, but again, do your research, join a group. I'm on Facebook groups on cleansing, this protocol. I have a group I'm in and we help each other out. I'm not alone here. You know, I think support is key, because there's a lot of us out there that are healing through what we're not consuming and what we are consuming, you know. It's not about what you're eating sometimes. It's about, well, yeah, it's about what you're not eating. Yeah, what you're not eating. What you're not eating. So it's not so much eat, you know, these supplements, supplement this, supplements this. Let me tell you, I didn't need any supplements. It's just like, I don't want to get into that other rabbit hole, but that's a whole other thing. But, you know, I'm good with just less is more.
Yeah. Thank you for this testimony, Jen. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. Like, just listening to you speak, hearing like just the purpose driven, like just hearing that you've achieved all of this. You witnessed your body releasing these things that had been there for so long. You know, it's like, like you said, the body's so intelligent. We just need to step out of the way. You know, we just need to get out of the way of a natural process. And it's funny
Exactly.
how animals, you know, you have animals and they instinctively know to stop, you know, whenever they get sick or whenever, you know, they instinctively know to cut that off, the consumption. But, you know, humans, for whatever reason, we just don't, we go against that. We go against our own instincts. We go against, like, I probably shouldn't still be eating, but I'm just going to keep eating. You know, the pleasure kind of overrides the pain sometimes. For people, they choose the pleasure over the pain of their body, what it's going through. So, you know, this is fascinating. What you're talking about, like if you've been accumulating things for 2 decades, don't just expect it to be gone in 2 days, you know? Yeah.
And not just the physical, yeah, I mean, because even in your blood cells, you know, like right now I have a green juice, I get tingly. Why? It's detoxing. My blood is regenerating. And one of my mentors, I'm actually in his raw vegan juicing group. It's and again, you don't have to be raw vegan 100%. Like this is just incorporating more live foods that aren't cooked, because that's what gives us energy. Energy is everything. Energy, frequency is everything. So an apple is going to give me an organic apple because, well, apples have a thin skin, right? Very thin. So you want your apple organic, right? Where I can have maybe a pineapple and it's okay, it's not organic because it's got the thick skin. It protects it. Apples, strawberries, I would get organic because then you're literally just biting into, even if you clean it. But thicker skin fruits and you know, they're fine if they're thick because you can just get into it. And, you know, but oh, so what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh, so in our blood. So yeah, so if I drink right now, or like yesterday I had this whole thing of water. Also, like 99% of people are dehydrated. So even if you put some lemon juice in your water, distilled water, or whatever water you're drinking, a good healthy water, your hydration is so important and so key. So me drinking 4 of these a day, that was my thing, a gallon, right? So that's the protocol. So four mason jars, 32 ounces a day is a gallon. So now I'm also replenishing hydration, which I never did. So it's like you get the best of everything. You know, you're mineralizing your body and you're hydrating. You know, people are dehydrated. That's why people are sick too. And that's why people are constipated too, because we're not drinking enough fluid. So if you just, you know, hydrate the body, and in these water retreats that I've been researching too, they talk about, you know, 99% of people are dehydrated. So buy yourself a bottle of water, a glass one, a nice one. And if you have it with you, take it with you. You'll always fill it. It's a nice reminder because you get yourself a nice, you know, they have the slim ones. And I take it with me everywhere. And I just put some lemon water, distilled water. And you know, you always have it. Just things that make you remember. And I know that 4 of these are a gallon. So think whatever helps you remember, because hydration is key to longevity. If you're dehydrated, I mean, that's why people get sick too, headaches, everything. It is so key. So, but yeah, so whenever, like yesterday I had lemon water and I was like tingly, you know, this whole sensation. I'm like, I'm not eating cooked food right now. I'm not saying I don't and I won't, but right now I'm still kind of integrating into not having juices, you know, only juices. But I have tingling because I'm still detoxing my body still. I have dark circles, and that's normal, as my mentor says, because, you know, the dark circles are also detoxing. It's like a person who's been on drugs all their life. And yes, I am saying food and drugs go together, because processed crap food, yeah, I'm sorry, like it's all bad. Heroin, crack, processed food, like it's a different form.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's exactly bad. It's the same, but it's a different form of
No,
poison.
I hear
So
you. I hear you, because, you know, when it comes to that form of poison, like the processed poison in the form of those, like what was one of the hardest things for you to let go? Well, when it comes to like addiction, when it comes to that form of like you were hooked on this, what was one of the hardest foods, you know, for you to finally let go?
So as a chef, you know, sweets, breads, dead food. You know, luckily, you know, I'm also a plant, you know, a raw food chef. I've done both. You know, that's what I've been doing for most of my life as in my career. But yeah, when I still bake for my clients. but I don't have it anymore. But before I'm like, oh, I taste this, you know, breads and all these breads and, maybe like a chai latte, the fake sugars and the fake, all these things. That was my weakness is breads. Yeah. And sweets. And I know for sure that contributed because that was one of the last things I had where I was coughing up and I was like, I got to stop this because first of all, your body's not assimilating that. Where is it going? It's poison. It's just stuck. And then cooked foods too, because oil cooked foods, I like olive oil raw form, a good brand olive oil, fine, on my salad. I like that good fat. I need that good fat. However, cooked oils, what is that like in your intestine? It's going to get stuck, right? And then you're going to keep eating that. It's going to build and build and build, and then you're clogged up with mucoid plaque. Things that have just been in there over years, and you just keep eating. And it's just so what happens when that finally comes out, I'll tell you, it's that because it looks like that. It's like this oily thing. Okay, that's what causes sickness. That's why people are sick. And your body's going to show you when you have breakouts and your hair's falling out, when you're like me on my knees coughing, when you're just like, because your body's like, yo, stop. I don't want it, then you're in the hospital, it's too late, so it's like, we can prevent all this. And that's the beautiful thing. And it's great. I love it. Like now I crave, like the most things I want is like tempeh, maybe like if I want like black beans, that's like the worst of it cooked. It's like, but like now I want a smoothie, like I want like a raw salad, like everything changes. Because your body, it's easy process because your body gets used to it, and then your body, like I see this, I'm like, I can't wait to have that mango. I can't wait to have 5 bananas. Like I'm just like, because your body changes, because your blood's changing. Well, your blood, your cells, everything. So yeah, I'm still detoxing my dark circles, and there's things, like flu symptoms when I drink a lot of juice or something. It's only because my blood is rejuvenating. My cells are rejuvenating, and it could take up to 3 years. As my mentor said, it took him 3 years for that. Yeah.
I love
Do you know
your
what
voice.
I mean? Because it's like you take away heroin from a drug addict.
Right.
It's like they're gonna. So you took away my bread, my cooked, my grease. Sometimes I would dig into the fries. Even though I was vegan, you could be the unhealthiest vegan. Vegan processed, doesn't matter. Vegan raw meats, vegan whatever. It's like processed is the point. No processed foods, that's poison. And so like all that stuff I was eating it was just like accumulating from my childhood, the medications, the fast food and I'm a small person, so my body was just like, you're done. Either you stop or like, I don't know, it was going to be really bad. So yeah, that's why I'm passionate, because we have so much power over this. We can do it. We can change our life, even incorporating 1 green juice a day. I promise you'll get used to it. Even now, I used to think my green juice was like bitter. I was like, whoa. Because why? I was so acidic. Cancer and illness will not thrive in an alkaline body. But in an acidic body, it festers, it grows, it loves it, it dances. But in an alkaline body, no. So now I drink my alkaline. I don't even need an apple. I just do it. And I have my pineapple juice. I love my pineapple juice. Those are my favorite. Pineapple with ginger, and that's it. Sometimes I'll do lemon. I like to do lemon in everything because it's very alkaline. And lemon cleans the colon, scrapes up, It's like, it kind of cleans. I like, orange juice, anything like that. Anything cleaning, you want that for your colon to clean. Green juice also cleans the colon, alkalizes. So now my body is more, I can tell you my body's way more alkalized. Yeah, because now I can drink my green juice and I'm like, I don't need the apple. Fire. That's what you want. But it took me time. I didn't get it to that. I was like, in the beginning, I was like, it was a lot of work. I woke up at 5 a.m. to get my juices. But what's cool is like, you see how down you are to live, how much self-love you have. And that's the coolest thing, that I was able to see how passionate I am to thrive. And then you're proud of yourself. So then your self-esteem goes up. You feel like a badass. You feel like you know what I mean? You're like, yo, like this is the life. And then you seek out others like you. That's where I'm at. And I'm like, I love everybody, but I'm like, like in this group now, you know, and like 4 other groups I'm on Facebook. Like there's a lot of us out there, you guys. There's like a tribe, you know, of this, like, we're gonna live and reach, it's gonna be our way, and we're not gonna be 60 in the hospital. We're not gonna be 90 in a deathbed. That's not gonna be me, because that's not normal. It's not normal to be that. But we think it's normal, because you see, no, that's not normal. Normal people, you go to the, you know, you go out into other countries, in the fields, in the ranch, they're living forever in the jungle. They're like, because, you know, they're not intoxicated. We can live in this city and still make it happen. You just have to be a little bit more savvy, conscious about who you surround yourself with, where you are, everything. Mm. And you know, if it means me riding solo for a bit, that's fine. I have my family, and because this is a thing, you know, it's not for everybody's time. People are afraid, you know, friends will be like, I can't, you know, because, you know, maybe my phone isn't ringing as much because I'm not going to go to the bar with this girl that saw that I had a pineapple juice. But that's okay, because they're not meant to be in your path. But now I'm seeing, I'm in other, you know, you seek others. It's worth it.
Yeah, yeah. You know, when you were saying, there was one point that you were saying, Janett, that, you know, you prayed to God, or you said you got down on your knees and you were like, I'm ready to live. You know, you said, I'm ready to live, whatever I need to do, whatever I need to stop, whatever I need to start, whatever I need to drop, like I'm ready for life. And you said people were counting on you. Can you talk about the people that you were thinking about, that you wanted to live for? Like, what were those people that you wanted to live for?
Family, you know, I'm tight with, I have my, you know, my brothers, my sisters, my brothers, my mom, my dad, you know, they're my family. To be honest, I'm going to keep it real. It's like, you know, because yeah, I see that there's a lot of, you know, I want to, I want to be there for them forever, you know, so, and I know that I can also be a force of light in their life, you know, and they give me all the love I need. So really it's them. I mean, and them, and also there's so much more I want to do in life. I know that I was meant for something, you know, like more inspiration. So yeah, I feel like God, I'm not done here.
Right.
My family and this mission I am to share the truth. And the truth is, we got it all. The body has the power to survive. We can heal. We got to go inside, right? As you know, you're all about this. Where's the answers? You know, sometimes we want advice. Sure, it's good to have but you silence yourself. You know, that's why I love watching you, because you're always doing your work, and I'm just so inspired by that, because I think it's so freaking cool. You know, you're just doing your own thing, and I can see it. I'm like, you're just doing your own thing, but it's big, you know, it's big.
Well, thank you. You know, when it comes to your family, your loved ones, how has the dynamic changed between you and them since starting this journey? Like, how has it changed?
Well, that's a good question. At first, my mom was like, I was like, you know, next time I do this, I can't really talk about it. And I think a lot of people do fast, you know, they don't talk about it. I get it now, because it's your time and people can have their opinions, and you don't want it to negatively impact the process. And I get they care. So, you know, my mom's concerned about me, you know, like, you know, and maybe I'm a little bit radical with my ideas to them too. I'm a little bit out there, but they love me. I mean, it's just the way you know, it's Janett, you know, but it's like, no, trust me, this, like, I'm not like this, like, you know, but I think sometimes people are scared of the truth, you know? It's like, I noticed that with friends too. They're scared, you know? Like, that's why I don't push it. I don't push this. I don't push it. I talk about it, but because people aren't ready. And that's okay. That's not their time. That's okay. So that's why I'm just careful with them. I don't push this on them, but I am that. So it's even hard to go out to eat with my family, you know? Because it's like, I'm there with, you know, a water or a juice or a soup, you know, like you know, it's I'm cool with it, but then I'm like, well, that's how I'm going to be, you know, but so it's tricky. This is the tricky part, is And it's another thing that comes up with what I'm doing and the people in my groups. It's like, how do we navigate this way of living and not push it on people, not be, not feel like it's not that. We're so excited for this because we know it works. We know it's really great, So that's the only thing is, it does get tricky, but it works out. It works out. But I think that's one thing I'm still like kind of figuring out is like how to ease into it with my family. So I'm not overwhelming or, like there was a family party and I brought a big salad. I brought the salad. They loved it. They loved that salad. They were like, oh my God, we took some home. I'm like, well, don't take it home. Salad's the next day when you already dress it. And I think that was the highlight of the party, it was my salad. So I'm like, that's how I do it. I just show. I just be, without having to talk or I just be like, show up, right?
Yeah.
Just like live your truth,
Living
just like living it. Yeah. Because I think we're all on our journey and I'm still not perfect. I'm like by far, I'm not perfect. Like there's so much I'm working on and I'm always going to grow. I'm always going to learn. I'm probably doing mistakes now with this, but it's just the way I'm going to learn with my mistakes, everything, and I drank for so long. I was like, no, I was not, this isn't coming from anybody I was far from perfect. So like, I'm not preaching at all. I'm just excited about this. So I can't help it.
Right. Your cup runneth over, your cup runs over.
Yeah.
You're not preaching, but you're reaching, you're teaching, like people, they still can feel your energy because, it's real. It's the realness behind it. And also, your authenticity with your journey, your lived experience, learning from trial and error, learning from past mistakes, learning from your own experimentation with your body. Like there's no more powerful testimony for yourself than you could have for your own, your own that has been known for your own.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. And isn't living our truth the biggest way of showing up in life? Is just living, without having to. So that's what I'm like, oh, just live my truth. But yeah, it can be, you can't lose friends over it or like awkwardness, frequency interruption with people, with friends in your life.
Frequency interruption. I have not heard that before.
Right? Because like, yeah, because they know. but it's like, yeah, but it's okay. I feel like, it's just part of it. But, yeah. When you're ready to choose yourself to heal, it's the only way you can be there for other people, though. If we're not healthy, if we can't get out of bed, what good are we? You can have all the money in the world, and don't get me wrong, like, we're all deserving of different energies, monetary, everything. Like, it's all beautiful. But I'm saying you can have all the finances, in this physical world, that kind of energy, and still be unhealthy, So what are you gonna do? Like I tell my dad, like, get healthy, because he has a house in West Mexico, and he has, his property. And I was like, Dad, but like, what's gonna happen if you continue like this? You get sick, that's gonna go away. You can't enjoy your fruits of your labor, Dad. You're not going to, Dad. I try to tell him that, and he kind of thinks. With him, I go hard. I do go hard with my dad because like we have that kind of relationship. But yeah, he's like, yeah, you're right. But again, you got to be ready. You got to want to, right? You can tell people, but they don't want to, And it's true. I'm like, you have these beautiful homes. What's going to happen though? It's going to go to what? Mexican government? And then he's like, whoa. I'm like, yeah. So it's like, no, you need to enjoy all your hard work. This is yours. So like, I have so many years. I'm like, well, that's not true. You can have a lot more years in your life. But again, we have to want to,
Yeah. They say.
Let me get my charger really quick. Because I'm like, this phone's dying.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, I think I'm going to hold my phone.
This is so awesome. They say that, if leadership empowerment, like you're not only serving yourself, but you're also just being that embodiment. They say the best best way to lead is by example,
Right.
you know, leading by example. So I love that you're doing this, you know, for your loved ones, for your family, for, you know, for the people around you, the new people that you're coming into contact with all the time, and that you're just putting out your journey. All of these things are coming back to you, you know, and it's just like, man, there's no end. There's no end to it. Yeah.
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 Yeah, there's no end, you know, and everything changed. Like my anxiety went down after this. I can talk to people, I can go to meetings with, you know, I mean, everything. Like I did have a lot of things going on, but cleaning out my body cleaned out the stagnation too and everything. And the anxiety was also the buildup of all the accumulation. So now that that's gone, it's like, think about it. I always say this: if you have a plumber that comes in and says, you know, hey sir, your toilet's clogged, don't use it right now, because if you keep using that, it's gonna have problems, and you're gonna have to spend, instead of $1,000, you're gonna have to spend 20 grand or something. I don't know. I'm just, you know what I mean? So it's the same thing with your body. It's like, I'm like, stop, because the more you're accumulating these toxins, the more problems are going to escalate, and the bigger the problem. So you want to nip it in the bud when you can. And so that's the whole thing too. So what was happening too, why I was so, you know, was anxious all the time. And now it's different. I've always had a lot of like energy, but it's different. I'm very much aware of it. Where before it took over, it was an unhealthy energy kind of anxiety. And with the juice cleanse and me cleaning out my body, thank God, and my blood and everything, it released, it just got rid of that. I could say that. That's not here. I can speak to, you know, I have these meetings with people, important people, and I'm just so present. And it was because I was so toxic, you know, and I had an acidic body. It's like everything was, and now that, you know, I'm going through this, I'm very much present and aware of my, if without, you know, my energy is high, but that's who I am, and that's beautiful, you know, but it's different. It's not like before where I wasn't in control of that. It was taking over. It wasn't good. So yeah, a lot happens with when you you know, decide to clean out your body physically. It's a spiritual thing. It's everything. I'm sure you've heard of people who've done this kind of stuff. You know, it's spiritual, it's physical, it's emotional, mental, everything.
The whole spectrum. The whole spectrum. Yeah, it's like holistic.
Mm-hmm.
It's whole. So, my goodness, you know, Janet, if someone is listening to your story, they're hearing your words, they're feeling your energy, they're feeling the love, the joy, and just the vitality that's ringing off of you. And they're like, I want to get in touch with Janet. You know, I want to learn about juices, these recipes. I want to do, you know, a 2-day cleanse. I want to start small. Like she said, I want to take those baby steps. How would they get in touch with you? Do you have services, offerings? Like, what would you like for people to reach you?
Well, you know, that's funny that you asked, because I'm actually working on a business plan with that next. But for now, you can just, my page, you know, you can message me and we can talk. I'm more than happy to help. And also, it's Plant Harmony Kitchen, but also if you want to look up Facebook or also YouTube, people who have helped me on this journey, Raw Vegan Rising. And again, you don't have to feel like, oh, I'm doing all raw. No, this is all temporary. It's just a moment in time of cleansing, and then you can integrate back into a healthier lifestyle. You know, it's not the end of the world. It's not like, it's temporary. It's a moment of your time for yourself to get real, you know, and then after that, you can choose what path you want, how you want to, you'll get the answers when you do this. It will come to you where you want to go. I'm still figuring it out. I don't know everything, and I'm learning every day, you know, but so Raw Vegan Rising, that's a really great YouTube. Jillian Berry, she's got interviews with hundreds of people who have done this watermelon for just 20 days. You know, somebody did, I mean, it's just different stories like myself. And yeah, so that's Jillian Berry. Also John Rose, I'm sure you guys have heard of, I don't know, John Rose, he's like the king of juicing. Professor Spira, he talks about this whole way of living too, but he's got his own method, which is really great. It's called, he's Professor Spira on mucus-free life. Again, mucus-free life. Got to clean out the mucus, you know, clean out out everything. The mucoid plaque is all, everything's stuck. So once all that is clear, like, huge weight off your shoulders. So, you know, and I'm still not done. Like I said, I feel like there was a lot of, this goes deep for me. Like this is just the beginning of this journey. You know, next I'm going to do the 7-day water fast. But you see why it's baby steps. This would be harder and more intense mentally for me hadn't I done the 60 days on juice. But now that I did the 60 days on juice, the water fast, I'm like, I got this because I already know what to expect. And that's why I recommend taking it slow. Even my cousin was like, hey, you know, like, I said, go for it, girl, do it. She's like, oh, I'm going to just do this. And then I thought about it. I was like, she's right. She's got to start off slow if that's what she wants. But hey, at least she's back on her juicing. So we got to be proud of ourselves for the baby steps. Right? And everything, you know? So I'm like, that's great, you know? So that's why now I'm like, I can do the water fast for 7 days. And because I know I have deep stuff, you know, the medications, all that was harmful for me. You know, I remember as a kid putting the spray for the allergies. Like, I remember how painful that was. But I was a kid, I didn't know, you know, I was like, you know, this is what your parents are doing their best. My mom thought that's what she had to do. Yeah, and I'm like, Mom, it hurts because it wasn't good. It wasn't good, you know. It's like, and all that, and the Claritin and the alcohol, like my body's still the fact that I'm still detoxing, I'm like, this is cool for now, and I'm so happy because it's changed me positively. But next, the water fast, from what I've researched, is going to go deeper. Yeah, you know. But again, do your research, get help, get support. You know, stay safe out there. Stay safe out there. Be smart. You know, like I'm just crazy like that. I'm like, I'm just doing it, you know. But even the water fast, even though I'm going to do it, it's because I've already researched for hours. Like I'm telling you, I dive deep, and I'm like, I know what I need to do, you know.
I mean, I love that. I love that about you because even though you call yourself crazy, I don't call it crazy.
Okay.
You know, they say when you're just curious, you know, you learn, but when you are desperate, you discover. You know, you discover things when you are desperate, when you really go out on a limb, when you challenge yourself and you just say, you know what, I'm just going to do this. Come what may. I don't care how long it takes. I'm just going to keep going. And like, that's when we start growing, is when we just take that leap and just keep going. And you did that, you know.
Thank you for acknowledging. And hey, like the bronchitis, all that's gone. It's not, I guess I'm not crazy because it worked, yo. Like it's done. Like I'm telling you, that is done. That is yesterday, old news. Why? So I know it works. I'm living that. This is real, you guys. This is real.
So thank you so much once again, just for coming on, just for sharing, you know, your voice, for making the choice, you know, living proof, letting people know what is possible, you know, letting people know what can be done if they allow themselves, you know, to embark on something that may be uncomfortable in the beginning, but becomes a way of living, you know. Definitely. A way of living, giving, that is giving. So just thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, because you know what? You all deserve it. We all deserve it. We all deserve to be well. We're God's children. God wants the best for us. So we need to honor that, you know, and not take our life for granted.
Right.
So
absolutely.
Thank you for this.
Yes. Yes. And I trust that we'll do it again. You know, we'll stay tuned, we'll stay in touch, and yeah, just keep us updated on your progress, since, you know, you said the next thing you're going to embark on is the water fast. I'd love to hear your discoveries from that.
Okay,
you know?
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Right.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Awesome.